Hello and welcome to another Parks on the Air activation from me, Dave G0OES. And if you're watching this thinking, I'm into walking, what's this all about? Parks on the Air. It's anything to do with park run? No. It's where us amateurs go somewhere interesting to set up a kit, transmit and speak to people somewhere else in the world who write down that number in their log. And a bit like stamp collecting, they try and catch as many parks on there as they can, and they get awards for them. It's all done, as you can imagine, through a great website nowadays. And where I live, we're absolutely blessed with lots of parks on the air around, and many thanks to Paul Bennett and the team at Parks on the Air in the UK for doing this. Anyway, just follow me on this route across to Penguin Wood, and you'll see how I get on, and also gives you a good idea of what it's like living around here in this beautiful part of the Midlands. Here I am, all set up and ready to transmit. I'll tell you all about it at the end, what went on. You can see I went full analogue today, jotting down call signs as we went. And I was carrying enough stuff, I really needed a picnic table and a chair. Anyway, there's the lovely ICOM IC705 and using the Zygu power amp. And yeah, it was really lovely, very, very relaxing. I'm making a habit of wearing the same clothes in these things. Sorry about that. It's merino wool. Doesn't smell, honest. It'll last for ages. But anyway, there's the antenna. Tricky SWR today. Strange. Must get the tape measure on this one and be super organised. Top tip I've had off somebody, which is bloody obvious when you think about it, is just measure your antennas for the different frequencies. Note down the measurement for each of these telescopic whips and for each band, and then it makes dead easy. I mean, it's easy enough with the MFG, but I'll make it even faster. But anyway, 20 in the book, right? So 20, it's band conditions, like 15 meters is dead, like flat, like you think your coax is being chopped off, but your SWR is fine, but fine-ish, but just dead. So luckily, protocol, somebody come through to me straight away on 20 meters, so thank you very much for that. And they confirmed just what I'd be suspected. I hoped that the bands were terrible. So getting 20 meters, 20 contacts in this park, I'm pretty chuffed about. It's a lovely park. Let me just go around here. Just tell you a bit about it as well. So it's called Penguin Wood. It's owned by the Woodland Trust here in Derbyshire. And the reason they called it Penguin Wood is Penguin Books contributed the money to have this wood, which is fantastic. And it's not very much, well, like all these things where you live, we all get in the cars and drive hundreds of miles to go somewhere to walk around a wood. And this is here, it's magical, seriously magical. So you get a chance to come to South Derbyshire and activate some parks. This is the place to go. Only today, there's only the third person who's ever activated this. Before it was the famous G0HIO and also I think it's M1GRY, Gary, who has been on here before, and that's it. So yeah, come on, and you know, more frequencies and all that sort of stuff. And just like that direction is the most amazing calf, like proper good calf, which is open over long weekends. A thought for you that might help you if you come out and do POTAs and stuff like that. You know, there's so much stuff we've got at our fingertips now that makes getting your signal out easier. For example, self-spotting yourself, other people spotting you, PSK reporter, all that sort of stuff. Everybody knows what frequency you're on, who wants to look, and they in all the right places. And what they can do is they can work you, and you can compact a lot of calls into a relatively short time with enough help from others and a little bit of self-advertising to get you started off, apparently. Well, today I had zero signal. I had satellite signal on my iPhone, and that was it. So I couldn't self-spot, I couldn't even activate, so I was activating, couldn't do anything, didn't know what was going on, so I was flying totally blind. And do you know what? When I tuned around when I finished, I found 2 park-to-parks, so that was great, it was quite exciting. And before that, I got, I think it was about 17, 18 in the log, 20 in total,
with the POTA parks and one other, and that's it. I mean, you think you can still do it, right? We could always do it well before we had fish finders, you know, waterfalls, and before all this tech was there, we could do it, speak to lots of people. More humans on the earth now. Don't know if there's more amateurs, but anyway, all I'm saying to you is, don't worry, just put your CQs out and stick with it, and eventually some lovely people come back. As you can see, carrying quite a bit of gear. So the whole idea today was to do a 3-bagger. What's a 3-bagger, Dave? Well, that is 3 parks, because there's 3 parks walkable between here: Penguinwood, Topwood and Grangewood. However, by the time I got my kit out, flat bands, let's make all the excuses, and game, I could have done 10 and move, but anyway, I got 20 and I was happy with that, and I need to get back for dinner. So I've got about 2 kilometre walk back, 2 kilometres here, 2 kilometres walk back, all good exercise. Listening to birds as well, using that Merlin app, which is terrific if you don't use it. So this week I've done FT8. Oh, this is FT8 terrible. CW, Skill A, and it's a lot easier nowadays. And lastly, SSB today. And I chose probably which was the most demanding band. Lots of people are telling us, because last night I was on FT8 and 12 metres was phenomenal. Seriously phenomenal. I was in another park near here, Bettswood. It was crazy good. And, you know, I didn't worry too much about the bands. It was just working in South Africa, West Coast America, Eastern Russia, places like that. So, you know, going about a bit. Anyway, we had the thunderstorm after, I'm sure many of you had. And the people in Europe are reporting either having thunderstorms, one is in the way, or they had one last night like us. And as I've mentioned already, the bands were a bit of a challenge. So yeah, it's good to get out, isn't it? Whether, you know, like I've said before, you can make all the excuses not to go out, but it's good to get out. And I could have jumped in the car today and driven near here and then walked in, because you can't activate these 3 woods around here by car, no matter what anybody claims they can do. Black cap bird singing in the background. And yeah, so you've got to put a bit of effort in it, and it's all good, because it saved me having to do an hour session on my bike today, get the calories up, because this does get the calories up carrying all this stuff. I could go lighter, as you've seen me do before with the Wonder One. There you go, there's that yellow brick road up behind me, and that's where I've got ahead of me. There you can see the road ahead. So I'm walking back now. So whatever you're doing, have a great one.